This is an instructional video for the Townsend Police Department. They say cuss words in front of kids. They wear patches on their vests with cuss words, celebrating the fact that they're hired to harm or intimidate people by the very definition of the word that he has on his vest. AFA is nothing but a man of the people and has sought to empower and improve the Townsend Police Department. This video is made with the cooperation of another police department to help them understand how to police and not violate your rights. And that's the reason I stopped you today.
Hi, Mr. Abrams. How are you, sir?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Very well.
Side lights?
Yeah, they're nice, right?
Not too bad, huh?
See the ones in the back?
You got new ones?
Yeah, we got new ones. Right here.
Oh, holy smokes, huh?
You know? Not too bad, right?
No, not too shabby.
In the world, you know?
Hey, listen, you guys are getting bigger.
You know?
Cooler.
I don't answer questions, man, unless I'm detained, brother. Appreciate it, though. So I'm going to get back to them because I don't want them to keep
I'm not trying to like bust your balls or anything. I was wondering what's going on.
Well, I'd rather not talk about balls. I have a 9-year-old in the back seat. That seems highly inappropriate.
I actually didn't even see him.
Yeah, and it's a school, but
Yeah, no, but
appreciate it.
right. Yep. But
Anything in your car I should know about? Anything illegal on you?
on me?
Keep in mind, you run my stuff, I'll run yours.
My car right there?
Oh, your name, salary, Eldridge, I'll get everything, man. Before you request it all. That body cam rolling, get that too.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I'm just having a conversation with you, man. Serious school zone. People are asking what you're doing here.
What do you think someone's doing in the school zone?
I have no idea what you're doing here, man.
All right, well, I'm going to let the dogs get back to not wanting you here because they seem pretty hostile. Both service trained Shepherd and Malinois, so I don't want to get them too upset.
What are you doing with them here?
Huh?
What are you doing with the dogs? Are you going on a walk or something?
What am I doing with my service animals?
Yeah.
Minding my business, man. The opposite of what you're doing.
Alright, man.
All right, man.
You have a
And here comes the olive branch. Townsend, this message is for you from Stoneham.
Reach out to us. We'll show you how to do it.
Perfect. I'll do that. I'll tell them to reach out to Stoneham if they want to learn how to do real policing.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you. Have a great day. There you go, Townsend. Sometimes you just need some help, especially with your shortcomings. You could just give Stoneham Police a call, and their officers will walk you through the very hard things that you might have to decide on. There's some things in life that can be extremely challenging, where the answer is not black or white, it's very gray. It might be hard to make a decision like, should I refer to male genitalia in front of a small child? Ooh, my mind's boggled! I'll call Stoneham. Or, should I celebrate and consider myself a thug hired to harm people and wear swear words on my vest around kids? I can't figure this one out! They're offering to help. Take the help and improve. And that's the reason we stopped you today. Watch the rest of this instructional video and learn how to interact with the public. Stoneham. I have a great relationship with Stoneham PD. Stoneham, Massachusetts. Okay. They are awesome. And they have extended an olive branch on how to deal with me specifically. Beach.
How are you?
Spoke to you on the phone.
Yes.
So did you get a chance to see Officer Tucker's patch yet?
I did.
You did. What do we think?
Well, first of all, just so you know, you're being recorded as well, audio and video. Second of all, it was not on his vest.
Did he remove it?
It was not on his vest.
I mean it. And let the record be corrected, because I do like to make sure I bring you guys accurate information. The patch that said goon shit, that had the swear words that celebrated the word goon, which is a person that's hired to intimidate or harm somebody, that was not on his vest. It was on his duty bag. So we do want to correct that. The cuss words and the celebration of, harming, harassing, and intimidating people under the definition of the word goon that he so much loved, that was not on his vest. It was on his duty bag. Still in the same visibility to the public, but not on the vest, on the bag. Despite whether it's on his vest or his duty bag, I think we can both agree that...
Should it not be where it is in view of the public? Absolutely.
Well, so we're gonna... Stuff like that is, because first I have the incident with Eldridge where he used the language that he used in front of a small child, and then we have this.
Can I address the Eldridge?
Of course, yeah.
and I'm not disputing the words he used because I saw his body camera footage, but we could both agree that with the tinting on your window, he didn't know your child was present. And the moment he did, he actually...
You were very professional, Lieutenant Peach, but I don't think we could both agree that he couldn't see inside the window. So to see if my tint is so super that it made the child invisible, we did a tint check. 10.
Now my windows are dirtier now than they were when Eldridge appeared.
I want to go get ice cream. Why is this cop over here talking about balls? He can't see me, it don't matter because I'm invisible to the world. He can't see me, especially with his heightened body cam. It should be way better than this stupid phone that can't see my face because I'm sitting right here and I'm mirroring. Okay. So I'm assuming you couldn't see me at all.
That would be inaccurate. I definitely saw you.
Oh, you saw me?
Yeah.
So
I actually could even read the Nike on your shirt.
So you're saying that it's not because the window is too tinted. So with this dirty window, that was not dirty then. We just got from the car wash. It's in the shade. That he could see through this here window. So maybe it was a lack of investigation.
Yeah, definitely. A huge lack.
Look what just happened right in front of me.
Hi, Mr. Abrams. How are you, sir?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Very well.
So those are new. Oh, looks like he was speeding. They got the gun. Possibly engaged in an act of road piracy. I was just out running errands, minding my business. The sidebar's new, huh? The side lights?
Yeah, they're nice, right?
Not too bad, huh?
See the ones in the back?
You got new ones?
Yeah, we got new ones. Right here.
Oh, holy smokes, huh?
You know? Not too bad, right?
No, not too
In
shabby.
the world, you know?
Hey, listen, you guys are getting bigger.
You know?
All right.
Trying.
Take it easy, bud.
All right, take care of yourself.
always behave. I've got them in line. Hey, they're pretty nice here, to be honest with you. Catch you in the next one. That's the reason I stopped you today. This is our instructional video to assist the Townsend Police in doing their job better. See if we can help them out. It's all blacked out.
How you doing?
Hey, do you have an officer in?
Regarding what?
I just have a question to ask.
Okay. You got what's your question? I can see where I can find.
Whoever's available is fine. Thank you. Hey,
Hey, brother, how you doing?
so I need your help.
Yeah.
You guys do everything phenomenally. You always go by the book and you guys are good guys, right? The new town I moved to, they don't behave the same way as you. They're not polite. They attempt to violate people's rights when they can, and they don't let people off on tickets. So I was going to make an instructional video for them on how to be better.
I can't do that. You know that. I can't go on there with another department's thing. Why don't you go talk to someone over there?
I did, and they're afraid to talk to me now because every time they do, something bad happens on YouTube.
All right. Where you living now?
Townsend
You're going way out there.
is in the country. There's more mosquitoes than there are cops. But there's way more trees. So can you just, do you think that it's better to, if someone hasn't done anything crazy, to maybe let them off on a ticket, give them a break if they don't, if they're not causing problems?
Differently, you know that. You know?
You're not going to give me anything, are you?
Huh?
You're not going to give me anything, are you?
No, I've known you too long.
All right, well, I'm just going to tell the Townsend PD, without any endorsement from you guys, to act more like you guys.
I'm gonna reach out to us. We'll show you how to do it.
Perfect, I'll do that. I'll tell them to reach out to Stoneham if they want to learn how to do real policing.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Thank you. Have a great day. All right, so Townsend, the Stoneham PD has extended you an olive branch. So if you want to learn that it's unacceptable to be using cuss words and referring to male genitalia in front of small girls, if you'd like to learn that it's unacceptable to not have swear words, on your vest, and to happily commercialize yourself as a thug for hire whose sole job is to intimidate or harm people, the Stoneham PD has extended an olive branch for you. So if you want, you can give them a call, and they'll help you out. And that's the reason I stopped you today, Townsend. Hey guys, we're at the Townsend PD. Here a couple years back, the officer and detective we met were very nice. Very, very nice. Problem is that recently, they haven't been behaving themselves at all, whatsoever. Not even in the slightest bit. Officer Eldridge referred to male anatomy in front of a small child. Officer Tucker has a patch on his vest, a very concerning one. Not only does it have a swear on it, but it refers to himself and celebrates himself as a goon. Well, if you look up the definition of a goon, it's someone that's hired to intimidate or harm people. So Officer Eldridge, as you know, has apologized for his unacceptable use of language. We're going to see what they have to say about the patch on Tucker. I did speak to a Lieutenant Peach here, who told me that it wasn't really a big deal because the time that I spoke to him, Tucker didn't have the patch. Like, it wasn't wearing the vest. And I said, well, when he gets out of the car, he puts the vest on. So because when I spoke to him, it was acceptable, and it's really, really very funny. So we have some questions to answer today. But mostly, the town of Stoneham has extended an olive branch to Townsend. They said they'd show him how it's done, so they can start being more inappropriate and more professional and less dicks. Sure they know I'm here. Mic's on. They're listening. It's okay, you can come out and say hi. Feel free to come say hi. See, it's flashing, they're listening.
Hi, can I help you?
Hey, yeah, who's the supervisor in right now?
Lieutenant Peach?
Oh, he's here. Oh, yeah, can I speak to him?
Sure. Can I tell him who's calling?
Yes, good citizen.
Hold on.
Thanks. That's the guy I spoke to yesterday. There's one.
He'll be down shortly.
Oh, thanks. Just gonna run, scare you back behind there. I've always made a joke that this is like a grab bag for cops. Like, imagine just a little cabinet right in the back. Just reach in after a hard shift. I'll take the blue ones. Let's find the goon part. I'm gonna turn this down so I can find it. I met the sergeant. I met one of the detectives. He was nice. I can't remember his name. Hold on. Young kid, like you, like young, brown hair. He wasn't in distress. I was making sure there was nothing illegal in his car that I should know about. There wasn't. I'm sure there's nothing illegal in this, right? Hey, Lieutenant Peach.
How are you?
Spoke to you on the phone.
Yes,
So did you get a chance to see Officer Tucker's patch yet?
I did.
You did. What do we think?
Well, first of all, just so you know, you're being recorded as well, audio and video. Second of all, it was not on his vest.
Did he remove it?
It was not on his vest.
I mean, it is. Video,
I haven't seen the video.
it's right there.
Where?
Right there. And then we go into like the explanation of what goon is, but the video goes back live again.
Please show me.
Right there.
I don't. He's not wearing a patch.
Where's the patch on?
The patch is on a duty bag that he has in his passenger seat.
It's a duty bag.
It is a duty bag.
Okay.
It's on the inside of his duty bag.
Okay.
So it's as if he had lifted the lid of a gym bag open.
Okay.
And it was on the inside. It is not displayed on his uniform. It's not displayed on his vest. When he exits his car, it's not displayed to the public. Should it not be where it is in view of the public? Absolutely.
Well, so we're gonna correct that because I take my job very seriously.
It's
So
already been corrected.
we did. Well, I'm gonna correct it on my end.
Perfect.
To let my viewers know that it was not on his vest because we
Yeah.
don't want to give out misleading or wrong information now that you've corrected that. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That will be reflected in the video that I'm going to release a little bit later today or this week or something. So I want folks to know that I think there's a big difference besides it being on his on his bag that's in the car and him wearing his vest every time he interacts with someone.
Sure.
So I want to make sure we correct that.
Thank you.
Has it been removed?
Has it been removed? I've addressed it with him. I haven't followed up with him since he's at a different shift than I am.
Okay. What shift is he now? He's in the evening shift. Is that
He
correct?
That's correct.
Okay, perfect.
Do you mind if you and I take this outside so he can do business?
That's
here at the
fine.
front window?
Yeah, that's fine.
If there's anything else for me.
Yeah. A couple more questions. I'm happy to step out so he feels more comfortable. So I've spoken to, now I've never met you before. I think you know a couple years ago I was here filming out back and I met Officer, or maybe you didn't know, I met Officer Marchand, very, very professional. I met Officer Farrier, extremely professional.
Very good.
And I want you guys to know that I don't have an issue with cops. Like I don't have this grudge against police. I have friends that are cops. I think it's just very important that as there's bad police officers, there's bad doctors, there's bad reporters, there's a little bit of bad in everything in the world, right?
Absolutely.
So I just want to make sure that moving, because I'm going to be here quite often. I live here now. And I want to make sure stuff like that is, because first I have the incident with Eldridge where he used the language that he used in front of a small child. And then we have this.
Can I address the Eldridge thing?
Of course, yeah.
And I'm not disputing the words he used because I saw his body camera footage. But we could both agree that with the tinting on your window, he didn't know your child was present. And the moment he did, he actually said, "Ooh, I didn't even see your child there." Could we agree on that?
See, you know what? To be perfectly honest with you, and I won't give you a bullshit answer, I have not stood next to the window to look in and see the visibility. What I will do is when I wrap this up, I'll go right to we'll keep it on this video. I'll go right there and see if we can see it.
Well, I'm not asking if you agree that he couldn't see in. I'm just saying, would you agree that he said, "I didn't see your child there"?
Right, yeah, he said that, and that was one of the other things I was upset with.
Because, I mean, and I'm not condoning the use of his coarse language. But I think it's a bit of a mischaracterization to say that he said it in front of your child. Was your child present? Yes. But he acknowledged that he didn't know the child was there.
Right, we're also in front of a middle school. Like, that's language like that I wouldn't use in front of kids, in front of a school.
But there were no,
and I use language.
There were no children present, right?
Oh, she heard it. Absolutely.
Follow me in this.
I mean, this has tint on that window. Do you think we could see it?
It wasn't as if there was a playground full of children. It was you and he having
Correct.
a conversation. Your child was in the car. Your windows were tinted. He said he didn't see your child, acknowledged that, and apologized. Correct?
Yeah, he apologized on the phone.
I guess all I say is I think it's a mischaracterization to say that he was using this language in front of children as if he was in the middle of a playground. That's all. Just a point of clarification.
No, I don't think we ever said he was in front of a playground or in front of a mess of kids. I was very clear that it was in front of in presence of my child.
He said it in front of a school. There wasn't children out running around as if in a playground.
No, but there's being aware of your situations. You know what I mean? Like if we were having a conversation that wasn't going well, I would speak to you differently here than I would in front of a school.
I'm not condoning it. I'm just simply saying I feel it's a bit of a misrepresentation of the interaction you had as if your child was present and he said it there. The dogs were barking. He was speaking with you outside of the car.
Why did he come up to me in the first place? I never got an answer from.
Well, I wasn't there, right? So anything that I say would be just simply
circumspect. I get it.
That's it. I mean, if you want me to do that, I'll be more than happy to, but I can't speak for him. I will say that in all that has been going on in the United States for several years with incidents at school, to see someone parked in a car in front of a school in a passenger seat with no other persons, to approach that person just to
This is a public
check
service
on
announcement
what's
brought to you
going
by
on
AFA.
is not
Batteries
a
not included.
reasonable
Bad cops are.
contact.
Townsend Police should call Stoneham Police and use code
Alternative.
I'm a moron,
Had
help me
he
today.
not done that,
Have you been affected by bad policing in Townsend, Massachusetts?
We're not surprised. Leave a comment below and tell me about it. Also, accountability for all stands with the Townsend Police Department's decision to hire 12-year-old boys and give them badges and guns. Smart for everyone. Well, I think Uvalde and everyone can agree is just chalked up to coward cops.
But regardless of what we feel as how they acted, because I obviously wasn't there either, checking on an adult in a car in front of a school in 2023 just to make sure everything is okay is not an unreasonable contact with someone. And as soon as
I don't find it unlawful, so I'll be clear.
As soon as he dispelled what was going on, he ended his contact.
Well, the
with
thing
you,
was,
right?
is like, when I told him I was fine,
Yeah.
and then the dogs kept barking, so at that point I was just going to talk to him through the window. Then I had to get out of the car. And then he had questions for me, what I was doing there. Then he wanted to know about my service dogs, what their job was. I mean, at the point where he gets to the car, and I got kids, okay? So
Right.
I want to make sure they're protected, and that's... Yeah,
And that's all. That's
and
what
you
he
guys
was
do.
doing there that
But
day.
once we have an interaction, you can see, like, I'm here. I'm not causing any trouble. And I was very respectful to him because my kid was in the car, so I was very mild mannered. But it should have ended that point.
But to your point, it did end, right? Your contact ended with
6
him-
minutes later, and then he followed us out.
Well, I don't know.
He left. He came back. And then we drove by him, and we slowed down in front of the vehicle because I wanted to see if maybe it was a different officer responding for backup, school resource officer. I didn't want to say, I try and, be accurate. We'll correct the vest thing, but I didn't want to be like, that's the jerk that we just had this interaction with. So we slowed down in front of him, saw that it was him, and I said, yep, that's the cop. I was just telling my fiance, that's the cop we just spoke to. And then we drove away, and then I have him on camera following us all the way out to the edge of the street. I mean, like, so at which point does the contact end?
He was exiting the property as you were, right?
No. He followed us all the way to the edge of the driveway and was doing something, maybe running the place, whatever, which is fine. And then he
But again,
turns around and
all I
goes
can do
back
at this
in.
point is it's conjecture. I don't know what he was doing or not doing when the contact ended. We were just speaking simply to the language he used with your child in the car. And that was all. I just wanted to correct the
of
fact
course.
that it wasn't... Your child wasn't standing there with you. As soon as you acknowledged the kid in the car...
But that's probably not... It's a small town, right? Now, listen, I understand. You're a human being, right? If we go... you and I were to go grab beer with cops before I have friends of the cops, right? And, the language that we might use then is different.
Do you film it while you're drinking?
No, I don't, because
Okay.
only if there's an expectation of privacy in public, and it depends if the state I'm on has PI laws.
Okay.
I'm just being an
No,
asshole. I appreciate the comedy.
Yeah.
But, it just... we're human beings. There's a time and a place. Like, I don't think if we have a badge on or if we work in any sort of public capacity, absence children or not, that, we should be like, oh, bust my balls. Like, there's more and I understand he's a young guy and he's probably trying to relate to me. I'm a younger guy. Well, not so much now as well. But, there's a better way to approach that. You know what I mean? Like, just, I'm not busting your balls. Like, I don't find that acceptable for someone that's getting a public salary anyways, regardless if there's children present or not.
But that ship has sailed, right?
Right. He apologized for sure.
Absolutely.
Did you see the body cam?
His body cam?
His body cam.
I did.
So when it panned to the car, could you see on your end if the tint in the back was visible through the body cam?
I made note of the fact that I couldn't see your child from his camera
On the body cam.
on the body
Okay.
cam.
All right.
I could see the motion of your dogs because your dogs were obviously excited about what was occurring outside of the car.
Right.
I could not see that there was another occupant in that car while he was talking to you.
Okay, perfect. And that answers my questions. I'm gonna correct. I feel it's important. Like, I like to be. I'm not a dick. I don't go crawling behind bushes and like. I like to remain professional if I can. So we'll correct the thing that it's on the vest. I would like to follow up with you to see if that's his personal bag is his personal bag.
Correct.
He has a right to free speech. He has a right to exhibit that however he wants. My issue is when it's in the public domain. So maybe you can follow up with me and let me
Absolutely.
know that
Absolutely.
if he wants it, do whatever he wants as long as it's not in view of the public. And then I'm going to go take a look at the tint because I want to see for myself if because I'll correct that too.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Stoneham. I have a great relationship with Stoneham PD.
Stoneham,
Massachusetts.
Okay.
They are awesome, and they have extended an olive branch on how to deal with me specifically, because I can be a very challenging individual. So if you want the ins and outs, it comes right from one of the police officers there. If you want the ins and outs on how to deal with me and decompress and not have to spend extra money on Tylenol, give them a call. They'll be happy to help.
I haven't had an issue to take Tylenol with you.
Well, I hope not. I think that maybe we got off to the wrong foot.
You and I? No,
Oh no, not you
sir.
and I. I mean,
No.
as far as some of the officers that I've met.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think you would agree that you are in the minority as far as how you choose to interact with law enforcement, right?
Right.
So in a small community, you're the only one in town that interacts with law enforcement in the manner in which you do. Most of the officers here have never encountered anything like this. So it can be a little off-putting, for sure. But I don't think anyone has, thought to themselves, well, this guy, I need a bottle of Tylenol, by any means. But
Good. I will provide
I didn't know
it.
you had.
I will
I
provide
didn't
it.
know you even had interaction with Stoneham.
Well, no, that's a hometown, so they spent quite a bit of time growing up with me, and I've always had with most police departments, as long as the conversation has always been cordial, it's always been professional. I usually don't get out of my element and start acting in a different manner unless it's brought to me first, which is why I'm not here screaming or, I think it's important to be able to have discourse, because if the real purpose of what we do is to create some sort of bridge and we can, maybe make some change, you're not going to want that lesson, nor am I going to want that lesson if one of us is screaming at the other, especially when you've been respectful.
And no one screamed, right?
Right. No.
Yeah.
No. And as I said to you on the phone, Officer Tucker, despite what he had on display, I think I said to you then, he was absolutely nothing but professional the entire time. Officer Eldridge, besides that, was professional. Officer Farrier, extremely professional, very, very
Good.
funny.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's good to see nice younger cops with that disposition, because I see a lot of young cops that get a little bit intimidated by the job and they might not think things through. It's good to see in a small town that there's some young guys, and some guys that have been here for a little bit, since 1988.
Not here. Not here. But
Where,
in total.
Where were you before here?
Nashville, New Hampshire.
Oh, so this is a much different animal than Nashville, New Hampshire, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
A little bit better in the countryside.
Yeah, slower pace for sure.
Beautiful out here. You know what I never saw? It almost brought a tear to my eye. No bullshit, because I'm like a huge history buff. I love my country. I was driving down Brookline Street, and I saw 6 houses in a row towards the end of the street, each with the American flag waving.
Yeah.
And it's something that you don't see in the city. So I very much like the area. Listen, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for your time.
You're quite welcome.
And I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So if any other questions I have, I'll come chat with you.
You can come find me. You and I have spoke on the phone, so I know you know how to get a hold of me by phone as well.
I sure
but,
do.
Yeah, I'm available.
All right.
All right.
Thanks very much. I
No problem.
appreciate
You
it.
let me know.
Absolutely. And let Officer Tucker know that I will be correcting the issue that was not on his vest. I'll do it on the very next video.
Very good.
Okay? Have a great
Consider it
day.
done. Take care.
Thank you very much. All right, Lieutenant Peach. Hey, guys, that is Lieutenant Peach. I want to do a tint test. So what he's saying is that, Officer Eldridge didn't see. Now, my point is, it doesn't really matter if there was a kid in the back seat, if he could see a kid in the back seat of the car or not. You're in front of a school, which is not an appropriate place to be using that type of language. And secondly, if you're paid by the tax dollars, you don't say, I'm not busting your balls. You act professionally, because you're getting an exorbitant salary to act professionally and engage professionally with the public. Okay, so he's saying that he couldn't see a child because of the tint on the window. So we're gonna do a tint check. I wanna see, maybe it was lack of investigation. I wanna do a tint check real quick and see what we can see. What do we got going on over here? Guys, I had to pause real quick. There was a minor child walking through the police parking lot. It was actually, I think, one of the kid of the cops, so I just didn't want to have her on there. I want to do a tint check. So let's do that. Let's figure it out. Because he says that he couldn't see a kid there. Let's see if that's an excuse or if that is just lack of investigation. What do we got here? He's slowing down a little bit now. What do we got in there? Is that Officer Eldridge? Is that Officer Eldridge I see?
How you doing, Josh?
How are you, Officer Eldridge?
Good. Need help with anything?
No, so I just spoke to your lieutenant, and he said that I wanted to check that we got a couple things we got to correct.
Okay.
Officer Tucker didn't have, do you see the goon shit thing I did?
No, I didn't.
We had a patch that said goon shit, and like the definition of a goon is someone hired to intimidate or harm people. I thought it was on his vest, it was on his duty bag. Okay. So we want to correct that, and Lieutenant Peach said he looked at your video, and from the body cam angle, it looked like you couldn't see in the back of the vehicle. So
I couldn't. Yeah, I had no idea that your daughter was back there.
Yeah, so
I think I said that too.
Yeah, and she was in the car when you apologized. She's sitting in the back seat, and she appreciated it. So I was wondering, now that you're here, if you had a quick second, I want to show the folks at home because I think it's.
Hold on. Ready? You got
Go
your
ahead.
camera turned
You're
on?
recording me?
I got my camera turned on.
Is that your stealthy ninja cam?
It's in the vest.
Oh, jeez, huh? Now, do you think, because I want to show my viewers now so they can understand that you just didn't see, could we walk over to my car for a second?
Well, I'm actually, my shift's ending soon, and I have a good
It's
amount
right
of work.
there.
I have a good amount of work to do.
We can do it together, Officer
I
Eldridge.
can't. I genuinely do have a ton
For the
of work I have to
people.
get done.
I can help you with it. What do you need help with?
It's unfortunate I can't discuss it at this point. It's still on
Okay,
my
all right.
investigation.
Can I take a ride in the back of the cruiser just to the PD?
No.
Come
Right there,
on.
you can walk.
I just walked back.
All right, Josh.
All right, we're going to do a tint check. Thanks very much, Officer Eldridge.
Have a good day.
You too. Let's do a tint check. Excuse me, madam. Officer Eldridge said, and the body cam, yes, said that he couldn't see through the back tint of the window, which is why he couldn't see a child was there when he used that language. I was wondering if you could help me by jumping in the back seat, or I will jump in the back seat and we will put our camera to the window to see if he's telling the truth and you couldn't see a child there because of the tint, or if he was lying and that was an excuse.
I will do that on one condition.
What's that?
You get in the back seat and you act like a 9-year-old child.
Okay, let's do that. Now I'm gonna sit on this side because this is especially shady right here, and we were over there, guys, out right past these trees, big nice clearing. So I'm gonna sit back there, okay, and you're gonna be Officer Eldridge, okay? Okay. I'm gonna sit in the car. I'm a 9-year-old child, 10.
Now my windows are dirtier now than they were when
Let's see.
Eldridge appeared.
I want to go get ice cream. Why is this cop over here talking about balls? He can't see me. It don't matter because I'm invisible to the world. You can't see me, especially with his heightened body cam. It should be way better than this stupid phone that can't see my face because I'm sitting right here and I'm mirroring.
Okay. So I'm assuming you couldn't see me at all.
That would be inaccurate. I definitely saw you.
Oh, you saw me?
Yeah.
So
I actually could even read the Nike on your shirt.
So you're saying that it's not because the window is too tinted. So with this dirty window, that was not dirty then. We just got from the car wash. It's in the shade. That he could see through this here window. So maybe it was a lack of investigation.
Yeah, definitely. A huge lack in investigation.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we were able to figure that out. An American like Bananarana has helped me understand the ways of Officer Eldridge. Lieutenant did okay. Let's put this together, and that's the reason I stopped you today.